10 men wide and 2 men deep, leaving only their boots. This has become a very bloody war. Fathers against sons, brother against brother. It is fought on land and sea. And by 1864, both sides are tired. See the Confederate skirmish line spreading out to check what is ahead of them. Because the last thing they can afford right now is to walk into a Union ambush. Men take up positions. One will always be loaded and ready to fire. The other one checking out what's happening. Each covering the other's back. By this point, these men are tired, they are hungry. Sherman's depredations in the south has taken away Atlanta. The Mississippi and the Trans-Mississippi has all been taken by now. By the end of the war, the men were starving. By this point, they're getting close. Over on the right of the field, a Union skirmish line has entered the field, and the two have encountered each other. Now, if it's just skirmish against skirmish, they've got a good chance. But the question is, what are they up against? So you notice a loaded man moves forward while the rear man loads. Front man fires, rear man comes forward, and so on, each covering the other, always one man loaded. At the rear you can see man in the white with the black apron, that's your medical, and also a provost marshal. If any man runs, he will be shot. There's no court-martial, no argument. You're running, you get shot. Confederates are starting to notice this is a larger Union force than they were anticipating. So they're starting to retreat. They have engaged the enemy, they know what they're getting into. Now it's time to retire, make sure they have the rest of their forces. Union, seeing their men running, or moving backwards rather, not running yet, run up to take advantage. The artillery are brought into play. Couple of 6-pound carrots. Rifled weapons, so more accurate, but they can't fire as wide a range. Confederates spreading out. Union forces advancing. Taking enfilade fire from the right flank. And do they know they're marching towards artillery pieces?
Oh, yeah.
The guns are still not particularly accurate. They have, I am informed by those who have live fired them, a kick like a mule. They're firing 1-ounce lead shot, which goes in as a bullet but comes out as a dinner plate. Get hit in the shoulder with one of those and it'll blow your arm off. But unless you aim low, when the gun kicks, you're liable to miss your man by quite a large margin. The men have been constantly drilled so that even under fire, even when terrified, they respond to orders.
Just here. Hold the line here.
Union forces doubling up, advancing on the Confederate forces. Spreading out. One soldier put it, leaves now room for the bullet to go past.
Keep pushing left. Open the left. Covered.
We're all clutched up here.
Keep on in, boys.
Union advancing. There's not a lot here. We should be able to deal with them quite easily. Confederates drawing them back towards those deadly guns. As the smoke fills the air, the wounded start. Wounded or dead, it doesn't really matter because many of them will not survive. The surgeons do their best and they don't care what side you are on. If you are wounded and they find you, they will help you.
Pull it up, boys!
And yes, you will see women on the field as well. Women from the local towns and villages would have come out to help, bringing water, brandy and comfort to the wounded. Union keeps pressing those Confederate forces. If they can get those guns, it's all over. Confederates holding good order, inching back. Union surgeon running up to see if he can help. In stark contrast to the others in white, so that both sides can see who he is. That he is not a target. The surgeon would have been armed, but not very well, and more to protect his medicines than himself. Well, the Union are forcing full pack. The Confederates haven't got much left, so they're lighter, they're slightly more manoeuvrable. The best of ours has managed about 3 shots in 58 seconds. than there are of Confederates. The Confederates can't afford to lose one man. Cannon are forced to play. Massively over-shooting.
Stop firing and shooting in the pants!
One of the problems with the cannon was that each time you fired, they dig deeper into the ground, which raised the muzzle. They weren't so accurate. Union artillery was by far the better. With the support of their artillery, the Confederates moved forward. And the yowl of the Confederate yell echoes across the field. Union falling back.
Keep moving forward! Keep going!
That wasn't what they wanted, and they're not happy to stay there, so they're falling back. The Confederates press their advantage. Cannons starting to find their mark.
Doesn't do charging.
Get it close! Forward!
If you take a look at photographs, which you can find on the internet, of wounded men dead on the battlefield, you'll see many of them have torn open their shirts and jackets. It's not that the bodies have been rifled, it's the men are looking for where the bullet's fallen. They know a gut shot is deadly. Confederates pressing their advantage. Getting beyond the reach of their artillery, but maybe now they can do it. The order comes, keep pushing forward. The old rule, get them on the run and then stay on their heels so they keep on running. These battles were mostly fought on southern soil. So there was a lot of pressure on the Confederates to defend their own land, their farmlands, their houses. At the beginning of the war, there would have been a lot of men captured. But by this point, get ready. And as I say, look for his sword. Be ready.
Ready! Hey!
No! If you miss that, there's going to be another chance. Pyro boys just blowing off any that didn't go earlier.
Listen up. 1st Battalion.
He's going to be firing by battalion, 1st and 2nd Battalion.
Battalion, 1st Battalion. Aim! Fire! No! Hey! Fire! No!
Nice little Confederate whoop there, all loading again. Get a nice wash of the smoke coming over. Music you can hear in the background, by the way, is from the film Glory. This is the whole lot en masse again. And now they're going to prime, which means they're just going to put the little brass caps on, and hopefully when they fire all we should get is a load of clicks from the caps going off. We shouldn't get any muskets firing. If any of them have misfired just now, we will get a bang. Oh, we got one went off in the Union forces. That means they've got to cap off again. Because we're not firing bullets for obvious reasons, we can't feel if these ones have actually fired.
Hey!
Nice and clear.
Shoulder on! 2nd Battalion. Hey!
See if the Confederates were loaded. All clear on the Confederate side. 18 inches of steel going onto the end of those muskets. See the two men stepping out, they're just marking the point where these boys have got to stop.
Forward! March! Charge! Bayonet! Rest line! Freezing! On!
Present arms. They're saluting you, ladies and gentlemen, the men and women of the Southern Skirmish Association.
How big them wheels are?
Yeah, that's his vulture in there, yeah.
Cry of freedom, and we'll fill their vacant ranks.
Thank you.